versus Life Bread. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finals of Thursday Night Modern. Here for you guys. Let me update the Twitch stream. Okay, grand finals is starting. Uncle Shiesty with his mono green Stompy versus Life Bread and his green white Hate Bears. Both these players have fought through 5 rounds of Swiss and top 8, making it all the way to the finals. There we go, Experiment 1 coming off the bat from the mono green player. You know, the winner of this match is gonna win a Force of Will on Vintage Masters Force of Will, worth 30 tickets. Second place is gonna get 12 tickets. It's pretty good, you know. The top 4 here got 5 tickets, and if you came top 8, you got 1 ticket. All of this is credit to moxchange, you know, our great sponsors for this event. They put in all the prizes for this event that was free to enter. You know, we had a sweet top 8 with a few returning winners from previous events. But now we're down to 2. We had 26 people enter today. Down to 2. Scavenging Ooze, another really powerful card in these matches. And having the first one in play is really good too, because it can mean that you can eat the grave. I think both players are playing Scavenging Ooze here, so having the first one mean you can eat the graveyard first if there's any creatures in play. Loxodon Smiter on turn 2, that's really strong. Experiment 1, gonna come across here. Loxodon Smiter, not gonna trade with the Experiment 1. Just gonna take the 4 damage. Dryad Militant coming down. So we'll see, like, if, you know, playing mono green, just having the consistency is better, or whether or not splashing white gives it more power. There we go, coming through for 5 because of Exalted. Not bad. Looks like both players are content with racing each other. I wonder if Life Bread has anything you can do at instant speed here, leaving up 4 mana. Even Mind Sense are coming down. That's not a bad one. So even Mindsets are going to trade with Scavenging Ooze. That's a pretty good trade. Scavenging Ooze is a card that can dominate the matchup, take control. A second Scavenging Ooze coming down. That's pretty good. However, Uncle Shiesty hasn't hit his 3rd land drop, so he can't activate his Ooze just yet. And he probably has a few 3-drops he can't play. Wiltleaf Liege, really good here. Turns his Loxodon Smiter into a 6/6. Other green creatures control get +1/+1. Other white creatures control get +1/+1. So if Loxodon Smiter is both green and white, so it gets double bonus. You know, Hierarch 1/2, not too bad either. Interesting. This Experiment 1 coming across still probably means Shiesty has some sort of pump spell. Binds of Vastwood, maybe Aspect of the Hydra. There's a Vine that's kicked, meaning that Experiment 1 is a 8/6. Does get through for some damage still. Rancor is returned to the hand as well. Ooh, there's a Gavany Township. The Scavenging Ooze can start to eat some creatures and get bigger. But I think, like I said before, Shiesty does want to draw a land. At least 1 or 2 more. There's a Lenin Arbiter. Usually really good at, you know, slowing down people, fetching their lands, stuff like that. We can also see some sweet combos with Ghost Quarter or Path to Exile that Life Bread has in his deck. But, you know, Uncle Shiesty doesn't have fetch lands in his deck, doesn't do much searching in a mono green Stompy deck, so kind of just a 2/2, or 3/3 in this case because of the Wiltleaf Liege. Yeah, I got your message, Belfort. I'll have to look at it after, but thanks. You know, all the top 4 deck lists will be posted on our Reddit for moxchange, so after the tournament, we'll post all that stuff so you guys can. We'll post the videos on YouTube so you guys can see that. We'll also post the top 4 deck lists so you guys can check those out. Scavenging Ooze eating one creature. Is it going to eat another? Become a 4/4. If it becomes a 4/4, it's still going to die. It would trade with a London Arbor. Ooh, he's going to dismember the Wiltleaf Leech, which means it removes the bonus from this. That's huge. Look at that. All 3 of the creatures died there. That's big. I mean, Uncle Shiesty's been stuck on 2 lands, but completely functional. I would say he's favored right now in this match. Kitchen Finks is not a bad one. Scavenging Ooze is able to stop the Persist from Kitchen Finks, though. When Kitchen Finks goes to the graveyard, the Persist trigger goes on the stack, returning it. In response, Scavenging Ooze can eat the Kitchen Finks, so it can't come back into play. So we'll see what happens here. Gonna attack with both. Seems fine. We already did the giveaway, Ken Masters. We did it we did it like just recently after the top 4. So unfortunately you missed out on that, but you know, we always do giveaways on Thursday Night Modern, so feel free to you know, watch another time, get in the giveaway. So Uncle Shiesty's gonna win this. You know, only 2 lands, but I guess that's all I needed to win. It's pretty good there. There we go. So Uncle Shiesty up a game in the finals. That's crazy. I wouldn't expect him to do so much on 2 lands, but you know, he drew a lot of 1 and 2 drops that he could play. Scavenging Ooze is a very powerful card in this matchup. We'll see if post-board Lifebread can improve the matchup at all. I'm trying to think of what Uncle Shiesty would have in the matchup post-board. Don't think too much for this kind of matchup, but maybe that's because Uncle Shiesty is naturally favored against these kind of decks, so he doesn't need to sideboard in too many cards. But no matter what the case, we will see. So just waiting for game 2 to start here. Both players taking their time with the sideboarding. Maybe there's some decisions they got to make. You know, they might not be familiar with this matchup. You know, both these decks aren't exactly the most common decks you see in Modern. I think they're both fine competitive decks, but not very common. So they might not really know what to bring in against each other. While other matchups that you might play a lot, you might just kind of know, oh yeah, I take this out, I put this in. But you know, they might need to think on this one. Yeah, Stompy's so good being declared. We'll see. Mono green Stompy. Can it take down this event? Uncle Shiesty saying it's the first time he's played this mono green Stompy deck. Well, you're not doing too bad with it. You know, guaranteed at least 12 tickets, star credit to moxchange, and you know, if you pull off one more game out of the next two, you'll get a Force of Will. Not too shabby. Temple Garden, Noble Hierarch, a pretty good start for Lifebred. Usually you want the Mana Dork, that's why you play them. Let's see what he can do this turn. He plays a 3-drop. Kitchen Finks, that's a powerful one. Kitchen Finks coming back. Good trade with the Dried Militant. Gets a 2-1 and gains some life off of it. Looks like Uncle Shiesty's stuck on 1 land this time. Last game he was stuck on 2 lands, he made it work. This game he's stuck on 1 land. You know, maybe getting a bit greedier every time. But you know, if he finds 1 or 2 lands, I'm sure his hand is full of action. Hi, look at this. Kitchen Finks buffed by 2 Noble Hierarchs, so it's a 4-3. Dried Militant doesn't really block that effectively. And now he's gonna play a Spellskite, so can redirect maybe some of my Uncle Shiesty's spells. Can't use pump spells, can't use Rancors anymore. What is this? We see a Dismember on the Kitchen Finks. Will he target it to Spellskite? Or will he redirect it to Spellskite? No, he's fine with he's fine with the Finks dying. He'd rather keep the Spellskite for something more important. You know, he can still attack for 2 with any of the creatures that attack because of the double Exalted triggers. Very interesting. Uncle Shiesty must have kept a 1-lander on the draw, you know, hoping that he could draw a land or 2. Doesn't seem like it's worked out so far. There's a Scavenging here. Scavenging is also pretty good in this matchup. I feel like at this point the tempo advantage of just, you know, Uncle Shiesty not being able to play too much and the Mana Dorks have let Lifebred just play so many things right now. He doesn't hit a land, I don't think he can win this game anymore. Even if he does hit a land, it's going to be an uphill battle. Yeah, there we go. Uncle Shiesty doesn't hit a 2nd land. It's a rough result. You know, if you're on the draw and you have a 1-lander, I could see wanting to keep it. You know, maybe he has some Strangler Geist, stuff like that. And the hand's reasonable, but unfortunate. But we're going to go to game 3 then. Yeah, the Spellskite attack. I mean, Spellskite's not a bad attacker when you got Exalted. So we're going to a game 3 for the finals here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if, you know, if Uncle Shiesty on the play will be able to apply pressure now. See if both players will keep their hand. Uncle Shiesty, Uncle Shiesty was stuck on 2 lands the entire game for game 1, but it was fine. So maybe he felt like, oh, if I hit my 2nd land drop, I can play most of the game with it, and you know, maybe the deck doesn't need too many lands to function properly. Obviously, you want more than 1 land, but sometimes you gotta keep risky hands. Or speculative hands, you could say. There's a experiment one. Now, does he hit a 2nd land drop? There's no land yet. Experiment 1. Attack number 2. He doesn't play the second land! On the play, he keeps a 1-lander. He has 2 1-drops. I wonder if he's another one. Oh, jeez. This Thalia, look at this. Uncle Shiesty can't attack through this Thalia right now. He has a 2-2 and a 2-1, but it's no match for the 2-1 first striking Thalia. Does Uncle Shiesty have a second land? He's a militant. He doesn't have a second land either. Oh my god. Gets stuck on 2 lands, gets stuck on 1 land, 1 land. The thing is, he's on a 7-card hand. He must have thought it was good enough. Like, maybe he just thinks that if he hits 1 land, he'll be able to function. And it might be true, but will he hit the second land? Oh. Lifebred. Oh, he's been able to hit his lands every game. I wonder if Thalia's ability of non-creature spells cost 1 more is going to affect Uncle Shiesty at all. Because if Uncle Shiesty can't find lands and then this Thalia is in play, that's rough. Like, oh, there's a second land. I was going to say that you could even play Dismember with 1 land. Second land comes down. Avatar the Resolute. Look at that. Experiment 1 becomes a 3-3. Avatar the Resolute becomes a 3-3. That's pretty good. You know, Uncle Shiesty might have some more 2-drops that he can play. So he did it a second land. We'll get to see some more action than game 2. I don't think Uncle Shiesty's mulligan decisions have necessarily been incorrect. Sometimes you gotta keep hands that are speculative and you don't get there. Sometimes you will get there. But you can't expect to win them all. And you gotta take a few risks in Magic. Smiter coming down. 4/4 body's pretty good. There's a 3rd land. So I think most of Uncle Shiesty's deck should be online now. He has a few 3-drops. Don't think he has many 4-drop cards like Thrun. Maybe not post-board. There's a Dismember coming down. That's good. Or at least that's what he wanted. Avatar the Resolute, Reach and Trample. Not too bad. Scavenging Ooze can eat this though and become a 3-3 itself. Kind of interesting decision to kill the Smiter over the Ooze. I think Ooze over the long game is going to be a better card. But Ooze snap blocking the Avatar. You can eat it, make it a 3-3. They'll trade. Looks like he's fine with that. I think that's a fine trade. But you know, this Thalia has brick walled these 2 Dryad Militants the entire game. Scavenging Ooze gonna eat Avatar. Can eat the other creature, become a 4/4. Like I said, Scavenging Ooze seems really good in this creature matchup. It can grow to be the biggest creature. It can gain some life, and you know, both these decks are just filled with creatures. We've also seen that Lifebred plays Dromoka's Command. That could be a card that could be big in this matchup. Put a counter on a creature and fight. You know, gives the deck some ability to kill creatures where green usually doesn't have that ability. However, white does have some of that stuff with Path to Exiles and whatnot. We'll see what Shiesty decides to do here. Decides to attack with the Experiment 1. The Ooze can become a 4/4, but maybe Shiesty has a combat trick. There we go. Ooze being put in front. So now we're gonna have to see what do you got. Vines kicked, comes down. Gonna make the Experiment 1 a 4/4. There is a Birds of Paradise, so Lifebred does have access to white mana if he wants. He could Dromoka's Command. That's the card he has. Dromoka's Command put a... Oh no, he can't Dromoka's Command because of Thalia. I forgot. He could Path to Exile though, but... It's gonna be eaten, gonna gain a life. Experimental one is gonna win that exchange, gonna survive. There's a Ghost Quarter. Doesn't do too much against the mono green deck. There's a Willy Fleege. Willy Fleege is relevant. Look at this, a 3/2 first striking Thalia now. Birds of Paradise is a 1/2 as well. You can get through. Look at that. There we go. Birds of Paradise getting through. You know, there's a few ways that birds will get through in this deck, either with Galvanic Townships or Willy Fleege. You know, it's not irrelevant, and the fact that it's a flyer can be pretty good. Avatar the Resolute coming down. That guy has reach and trample, so that can block the birds. Also, growing the Experiment one to a 4/4, you know, Experiment one that has a counter on it and an Avatar Resolute is a good combo. I remember when the Avatar first came out, people thought, oh, if you go turn 1, Experiment 1, turn 2, Avatar, it's really good. It doesn't actually work that way, because the Experiment 1 needs to have the counter before this comes into play, but, you know, if you go turn 1 Experiment 1 into Dried Melted into Avatar, then it's really good. And, you know, Willy Fleege, another card that was printed in Modern Masters too, was actually fairly expensive before Modern Masters 2015 came out. Hopefully now the price drops, becomes more reasonable. I opened one the first time I drafted Modern Masters 2015. So, coming across for 4 damage here, interesting. Interesting. So the Avatar of Resolute not blocking this Birds of Paradise. Maybe Uncle Shiesty's afraid of some tricks. Second Thalia coming down. Thalia is legendary, so this one isn't going to be sacked, but you know, having this one as a blocker is kind of nice. So, interesting spot now. Both players, fairly low life total. Uncle Shiesty's got a few 4/4s into play. Willy Fleege plus Thalia is pretty good defense. I wonder if Willy Fleege will trade with this Experiment 1. There's also a chance that if Willy Fleege blocks the Experiment 1, then Uncle Shiesty will just remove 2 counters, regenerate it, and then he can play another creature and grow it again. So it might feel like a free attack. Because, you know, if he doesn't block, he gets damage through. If he does block, he can still regenerate the Experiment 1. There's a Dungrove Elder. It's only a 3/3 because Shiesty only has 3 forests in play. So Ghost Quarters coming down. Ghost Quarters hitting Flagstones of Tokare. So when Flagstones of Tokare point to a graveyard, you may search your library for a Plains card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. So it kind of is an interesting combo. Thins the deck out, gets some lands. Not usually what you want to do with Ghost Quarter, but it's fine. Probably Lifebread just thinning his deck out here. Rest in Peace coming down. Exiling Graveyards, interesting. I guess he's trying to negate something from Uncle Shiesty. Oh, I guess Dungrove Elder. Or Strangleroot Geist, sorry. Strangleroot Geist doesn't get Undying. But then Kitchen Finks doesn't get Persist either. So, interesting choice to bring in Rest in Peace here. You know, 4th land coming to play makes the Dungrove Elder a 4/4, not too bad. And Rancor, okay, that makes sense. Lifebred brought in the Rest in Peace for Stranglergeist and to negate Rancor. That makes sense. There is the Rancor. There is the Stranglergeist, so the 2 cards that do actually get affected by Rest in Peace coming down now. Look, all in attack coming down. Is this lethal? This is lethal, isn't it? I think this is lethal. I think Uncle Shiesty's won. It's Stranglergeist, Hasting, and Rancor. Trample damage. There we go. Uncle Shiesty wins the match. Winning the entire event. Congratulations to him. There we go. There you go, folks. Our winner for tonight's event, Uncle Shiesty. Let's go to the tournament page. Let's go report the results. Uncle Shiesty is going to win over Lifebred 2-1. Let's go to the results page. There we go. So, looking at this event, Uncle Shiesty, our first place finisher. Lifebred, second place. And then we got BGV and Better Call Paul as third and fourth. And this rounds up our top 8. Everyone here gets prizes. You know, like I said, first place for Uncle Shiesty. He's going to get a Force of Will from Vintage Masters. Lifebred's going to get 12 tickets to moxchange. BGV and Better Call Paul are going to get